We're at the Rocky Mountain Biological Lab, which is the site of one of the longest-running studies of any animal anywhere. Ken Armitage started the study of the marmots here in 1962.
My interest in studying marmots was based on the idea that they would be a good experimental animal for determining to what degree does social behavior play a function in regulating population densities.
Groundhogs are one of the 14 species of marmots. So there are 14 different species of things that could look kind of like a groundhog. The general name for these animals is marmot. The other name, the proper name, is woodchuck.
Woodchuck is a name that most biologists will use. And we like woodchuck because that is an anglicized pronunciation of an Algonquin Indian word, woodchuck.
Marmots are ground squirrels. They're a large species of ground squirrel. I call them charismatic mesofauna, but they burrow into holes, and they will easily live under cabins as well as burrow into more natural crevices. These rocks are really important for protection from things like badgers. They live sort of a high-rise life. They've burrowed into the cliff walls and live sort of on top of each other. And then they come up to the top and forage, and that's where we were catching them earlier.
The best way to trap a marmot is a place like this mound where we're standing, where they come up and sit around, but the best place is close to the burrow entrance as you can get it. You might notice we use a cone-shaped handling bag. So as the marmot goes down the bag, it gets more and more confined. If it goes clear to the end, it simply can't turn around. So you know where the teeth are.
We work here with yellow-bellied marmots, which live in the western U.S. The groundhog lives in the eastern U.S. and sort of up through a swath of Canada. Yellow-bellied marmots are really social and really fun to watch.
I had worked as a ranger naturalist in Yellowstone National Park, and I had learned about yellow-bellied marmots, and I said, gosh, they're social, and they're active in the daytime, so you can actually see how they interact with each other.
So what Ken's work has demonstrated is that they live in family groups where the mother sometimes has some of her daughters stick around the rest of their lives. Socially right now, it's sort of like watching a soap opera because not everyone gets along. You know, we're studying them and we're trying to figure out, does this female like this female? How's this female interacting with her kids? Who's the father? It's a rare marmot who knows who his father is. In fact, we're using the paternity test with the marmots to figure out paternity.
Males essentially leave home, usually when they're 1 year old, and have to travel this great mountain area looking for females that are not being defended by a male and establish residence. What is the importance of males? Males provide that other half of genetic information that is required for producing offspring. Males have a limited responsibility, and I just hope people don't extrapolate this to human social organizations.
Marmots have a really hard life. For those that make it through the first couple of years of life, they can live up to 15 years old for a female, and the oldest males we've had are 11 years old. Males have a much harder life because they have to leave home and disperse and move around, and it's risky out here. There are a lot of coyotes, foxes get them as babies.
Virtually all the time they spend above ground, they are alert to what is going on in their environment.
All marmot species give a variety of whistles or chirps or chucks. I can't mimic them. I use technology to mimic them. This is a marmot alarm call, and it's a sound that they emit when they're scared. Like our words, they're individually specific. One of the things we're studying is the costs of sociality. Why be social? And marmots are social. And a cost of living with a lot of other people or other animals is you can get their parasites. So we're studying a variety of gut parasites, ectoparasites, and blood parasites. So we collect feces from them because we're studying a variety of stress hormones and can use a fecal sample to get that. There's a long-term nature of this study as well, which has to do with climate change and understanding, are animals more stressed now than they were maybe a couple of years ago, and how do environmental factors influence stress?
And there's a long history in Europe of associating an indication that spring is coming with hibernating animals. They have used hedgehogs, bears, and when the German settlers came to Pennsylvania, there they saw this animal in the ground that hibernated and came above ground. And so they turned to it as an indication that spring was coming. The prediction is not quite as good as flipping a coin. In other words, you or I on February 2nd can flip a coin and be right half the time. And that's the best that the groundhog prediction has ever been able to do.
I definitely see a shadow. Sorry, folks. 6 more weeks of winter.
I think from the point of view of studying social biology, the groundhog is well understudied, because some people working with it now are indicating that maybe its social behavior is a little more complex than we have thought in the past.